Hello and welcome to this how-to guide for Vizlib Live. We'll cover Vizlib Live, what is it, setting up Astrato, how to set up Vizlib Live in Qlik Enterprise, how to set up Vizlib Live in Qlik SaaS. Vizlib Live is the sixth product for Vizlib and has been created to allow users to access live data in Qlik. We believe in the power of now, combining the best of both worlds, in-memory analytics infused with live query insight from Snowflake's Data Cloud. As your data moves to the cloud, the ability to live query within Snowflake delivers the power of now. Vizlib Live delivers insight for Qlik users who require access to big data, want to eliminate their data movement, or need to deliver against real-time use cases where speed to insight and decision-making are paramount. Built for Snowflake's Data Cloud, no-code rapid deployment to live query cloud data, explore data in the cloud with no data movement, delivers on Qlik Sense Enterprise and Qlik SaaS. To get started, you'll need to be a Snowflake user. We are supporting Snowflake data connections in the first version of Vizlib Live. Create an account for both Vizlib and Astrato. This can be done by going to vizlib.com and astrato.io. Have a stable internet connection for Qlik Enterprise or Qlik SaaS. This is because the product needs to be connected to your Snowflake data warehouse. Don't worry, all these products mentioned offer free plans for you to try so you can get an understanding of the capabilities of these products. Once you've created your account, head over to astrato.io to begin creating your workbook. The following process is the same for Qlik Enterprise and SaaS. You'll first need to allow your Qlik server to communicate with Astrato. This is simply done by going to Administration, Embed Links, Allow List, and adding your Qlik domain address in New Domain, and paste in your URL domain. For example, your qliktenant.domain.com. In Astrato, you can connect to several types of data connections, though, to reiterate, for Vizlib Live, we recommend using the Snowflake connection. Once you've created your Astrato workbook, you'll need to publish it into a collection, which is done by clicking Publish, and then either creating a new collection or adding the workbook to an existing one. Then you can embed either the sheet, group, or object by right-clicking on what you want to embed and selecting the appropriate option. In this example, I'm going to embed a group of objects from Astrato by right-clicking on the group and selecting Embed Group, and then I copy the embed link. In Qlik Sense Enterprise, make sure you have installed Vizlib Live and either created a new Qlik application or open a pre-existing one. Connect to the same Snowflake database you are using in the Astrato workbook you wish to embed into your Qlik application. In edit mode, drag and drop the Vizlib Live extension onto the sheet and insert the embed link into Astrato embed URL. Your Astrato object will now render. If you want, you can finish here to instantly leverage the power of live data from Astrato with the powerful in-memory processing of Qlik. You can set up your KPIs or line charts with forecasted data, for example, to update without needing to reload and for them to be in real time. If you want to interact with Vizlib Live, then you need to follow these next steps. I'm now going to add a Vizlib filter to this Qlik sheet and assign the same dimensions to the ones used in the Astrato workbook. In the data section in the property panel for Vizlib Live, add the dimension you want to control Vizlib Live with. I'm using the same dimension name used in the Vizlib filter, as this links the Snowflake dimension we're using in Qlik Sense to the Snowflake dimension used in Vizlib Live and Astrato. You will then need to specify the Snowflake schema, view, also known as table in Snowflake, and field name. These can be found in Snowflake, or if you make a selection in your Astrato workbook and create the embed link, you can find what the fields are in that link. Note, if you're unsure about what your schema is, you can always contact your Snowflake administrator. Now that we have filled out the fields in the data section, we can interact with the visualization using the filter we created. You can use any chart that references the same field name used in the data section of Vizlib Live. The setup for using Vizlib Live and Astrato in Qlik SaaS is very similar to Qlik Sense Enterprise. However, there are a few additional steps you must complete. Find your way to the Content Security Policy area in the Qlik Management Console. Click Add and insert the web address for Astrato. This web address, also known as Origin, is the Astrato URL where you have your Astrato workbook located. You need to insert everything from your tenant name app.astrato.io. In my case, my web address is called app.astrato.io. You then need to select frame source under directive and add this to your content security list. Now that you've completed that, you can continue as described in Qlik Sense Enterprise. Add in the Vizlib Live extension to your Qlik sheet, add the embed URL, and set up the interactions in the same way. To recap what we have learned: how to connect Astrato to Vizlib Live within Qlik Enterprise and SaaS, how to find the schema, view and name from Astrato, and how to set up visualizations in Qlik that interact with Vizlib Live. Now you are ready to analyze real-time data in both Qlik Cloud and Enterprise. We'd love to hear your feedback and any ideas about Vizlib Live, so reach out to us at support@vizlib.com or raise a feature request on the community. Thanks for watching. We're excited to see what amazing dashboards you create and what business questions you answer using Vizlib Live.